Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lars Von Steele. I'll be filling in for Mikhail on the count that he was beaten to death by bandits last night. It was fucking brutal. So I'll be performing, and I'm gonna admit, my style of music is a bit different from what you're used to, so I hope you like it. Alright, let's fucking rock!
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people.
Bunch of pussies. Never heard real music.
Heyo, how's it going, internet? My name is Efrain, and oh boy am I thrilled to be bringing you this video. I am so excited I can hardly contain myself.
Yes! Yes! Fucking yes!
Okay. Admittedly, that's more energy than all my videos combined, and dare I say, a tad bit overdramatic. So let's all calm down now. Allow me to stow away my erection, and let me do some explaining. I am a huge fan of metal music. I genuinely enjoy all different types under the genre, except that one. So I am extremely happy to tell you all about a mod that revolves all around a notable feature of the music. Instead of giving you a brief description in the first couple of minutes, let's get right into it so I can show you exactly why I'm so excited and why I'm thrilled to be talking about this mod. This is the Metal SHOUTS mod in Skyrim for the Xbox One by Waspinator 1998.
Fucking brutal! Fucking pour something!
There is a fair amount to cover in this mod, and to start it all off, we go to Riverwood. Simply go out the western gate and take a small stroll until you come across a very unique merchant stand. It's decorated with heads, bodies, blood, and generally looks pretty badass. The person running this odd little stand is also the peculiar type, outfitted with black robes, a face tattoo, and fucking sick devil horns. Without question, the greatest NPC ever modded into Skyrim, and that is not debatable. He is hilarious. Just listen to some of his voice lines.
I hear people have been asking you to stop shouting. Fuck 'em, dude, turn it up to 11. Have you considered joining the Bard's College in Solitude? Don't. Bunch of pussies, I bet they don't even chant. Imagine blowing up an entire town. Damn college. It's fucking brutal. Hey, you mix potions, right? Can you brew me some warm lemon and honey because my voice has been slowly degrading over the last era? I gotta go to a doctor and get my throat looked at. Fuck. I'll search on. I mean, set this.
Of course, he's not standing here to tell you all about our Dark Lord and Savior Satan.
Trust the most true cult metal this side of metal war.
No, he sells a total of 22 shout books at about 1,000 gold apiece. They are all excerpts from metal songs. Bands include Pantera, Judas Priest, Amon Amarth, Slayer, and many more.
You've got the power. Stand up and shout.
Simply read the book and you'll learn the shout. Activate it instantly, of course. No dragon souls required. The book also contains the lyrics of each song. Well, that's all well and good, but let's see a demonstration of each shout, shall we?
Vanquish your enemies! Release all hell on Tamriel! Become an agent of Sithis!
As you saw in the beginning, each shout functions like an unrelenting force, but their cooldowns are significantly shorter at 15 seconds. Get an Amulet of Talos and a Blessing of Talos, and these bad boys drop down to a mere 9 seconds, so you can blast the ever-living shit out of every living creature in Skyrim with epic metal sounds. They do very little damage, but toss enemies around like metal garbage cans in strong winds. You can blast enemies off a high place and kill them via fall damage, or it'll break enough bones so badly that part of their ass will end up in their jaw. They'll get hurt significantly, is what I'm trying to say there. Just like the Fusruda, these shouts will affect small and medium-sized creatures, but not massive creatures like dragons or mammoths. Here I am trying to introduce this mammoth to the epicness of Ravenous' Adrift, but he's just having no part of it. As a matter of fact, I ended up just pissing him off. He's a fucking pansy. Must listen to Coldplay. Uncultured fuck. Additionally, if you are running the Ordinator perks of Skyrim mod, these shouts activate certain perks in the speech skill tree. They grant you stamina, health, extra attack damage, and movement speed. Now, just like in real life, these songs pump you up to do some fucking thrashing.
Jump. Play the fight riff. Play it.
I also want to see how much distance I can cover by just shouting an enemy across the fields of Tamriel. So I found poor Yogi Bear here and just decided to shout him to Timbuktu. With some fairly plain terrain and just 3 shouts, I was able to take him from Dustman's Cairn all the way to Fort Greymore, which is not a huge distance, but still a pretty respectable one. By the end of it, however, there was an interesting effect that happened, as you can see here.
I can take you.
Coupled by the fact of this absurd animation that I ended up bursting out of my chair laughing.
Walk on home, boy.
Okay, so now you've got an arsenal of 22 new awesome Fusradas to crush your enemies, but that is only half of what this mod has to offer. This mod also offers 2 new quests as well that are just as funny as what's been seen so far and rewards you with 2 more shouts. Go back to the Merchant of Metal, begin each. The first starts when you inquire about the original merchant.
I am the Merchant of Metal, bro. I'm the new one.
For first-time players like myself, you may be confused, so I've added in a clip from way back in the early stages of this mod for reference.
Slayer. Heavy as fuck metal. What else is there?
Now let's head back to the present and finish conversing with the merchant.
Sithis found out that he was listening to Creed. He was, relieved of his duties.
These 3 speech options are just great. Make sure you pick the right one here, which you can obviously tell which one is not the correct answer.
He deserves worse. Unfortunately, he ran off before Sithis could do anything brutal as punishment. He used a spell to trap his essence inside Metal Rock. Metal Rock is like a lightning rod for blood and devastation. You ever heard of a soul gem, dumbass? Wait. Do you, Dio? That's it! Stand up and shout! If you could shout something whiny and terrible enough, it should reverse Metal Rock's soul siphon effect and force him back out. Oh no. I really shouldn't give this to you, but an angry Sithis isn't good for any of us. Be careful with this. Read the book, learn the shout, and blast Metal Rock with it. Kill the old merchant, take his shit, and leave the book on his corpse as a final fuck you. It ain't Dream Theater, dude. Nope. Fuck you.
Start things off by reading the book he just gave you. It contains a Black Veil Bride's excerpt from their song Perfect Weapon. The book itself is also pretty funny, as on the inside all that is written is Perfect Weapon by Black Veil Brides. He really shouldn't have given this to you. No lyrics like the other books because the mod maker is a very considerate person and doesn't want people who are new to the genre to get curious. Here's what it sounds like. And with that, let's head to Metal Rock. It's a new location in the Whiterun Hold, just west of the city and across the river from the Ritual Stone. It is breathtaking. A stone monument to metal in the shape of skeletal devil horns, the universal symbol for the greatest music genre in the history of mankind. I was absolutely in awe the first time I saw it and actually chuckled quite a bit. Definitely wasn't expecting this. At the foot of Metal Rock, there is a trap door to enter it, and right beside it is a shrine of Moloch Baal. If you activate the altar, you get the prompt. Upon examination of the altar, you conclude that it is fucking brutal. Now, blast Metal Rock with the perfect weapon shout to summon the old merchant and talk with him.
What the hell? We're two of us. I no longer deserve to bear my old moniker. I have brought shame to Metal and to Sithis. I fled like a coward, and now you're here. You're here to bring the hammer of justice down, so I can pay for the cardinal sin of daring to expand my musical palette past the brutal. Oh, I've come to terms with my fate, to die at your hands. It is all too forgiving of Sithis in the face of my cowardice. Merciful fate, indeed. I just have to know. Why you? After all the metal I sold you, and all the times you laughed behind that fucking monitor of yours. Why?
Incredible fourth wall break that had me laughing quite a bit. Also, this would be my genuine response.
But Scott Stapp is an underrated frontman. Bah, let's just fucking do this. Live for the kill.
He's a pretty tough enemy, tanky, and has a powerful enchanted item. Does a fair amount of damage, so careful fighting with him. Also, he can use metal shouts, so you gotta look out for that. Thankfully, you can cheese this battle by shouting him down the mountain. Perfect for someone not equipped for this fight like I was.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
He carries a lightning enchanted steel war axe named Goddamn Electric. It will never lose its enchantment, which is pretty cool. In his inventory, he's also got a spell book to summon the old merchant to fight alongside you. We'll take a look at that later. For now, let's head back and tell the Merchant of Metal of our deed.
Well done. Your victory is a testament to the power of metal. See what I did there? Hey, you wanna know why his voice was so weird? He had throat cancer. When you think about it, you were doing him a favor. That's the spirit. Now, I'm gonna help you. Remember what I said earlier about Metal Rock? Sithis takes care of those who serve him. If you bring brutality to Metal Rock, he'll reward you. Sithis wants your skulls. He needs your skulls. Go out, collect some heads, and bring them to Metal Rock. That's it. Go make Sithis proud. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Awesome. Now for the second quest.
See you in the pit.
Talk with the merchant again and ask about his metal selection.
Spit it out. Yeah, and there's jack shit I can do about it. Although, if you want more shouts from elsewhere, I think I can help you. I mean, somewhere else elsewhere, not where those Thundercats come from. There's a place called Metal Rock. Old place. Older than me, you and Ozzy put together. There's a shout in there. Damn powerful one. I'm not foolish enough to try and get into Metal Rock. It's fucking hardcore as Henry Rollins. Look, kid. If I can't survive the mosh pit at Metal Rock, you sure as hell can't. I already said it. A powerful one. The Guardian of Legend probably has the key to it. Kill him, and the shout's yours. It'd be a sort of legendary shout. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Legendary shout. I don't know, fucking read the goddamn book. Vanquish your enemies! Release all hell on Tamriel! Become an agent of Sithis! No, either go to Metal Rock and get your ass kicked, or fucking buy something!
And with that, we head back to Metal Rock. This time we get to enter it, and oh, it is something. Prepare to be dumbfounded like I was, because, man, I have never seen something like this in a mod. What you find in Metal Rock is a giant Daedra mosh pit of like 50 dudes. The Guardian Legend, the big fellow that is pretty hard to miss, is also right in the middle of the pit. Unfortunately for us, we have to go in there and kill him. This whole feature turns your frame rate to crap real quick due to so many entities and actions on screen at a single moment. I have never experienced frame issues this bad in my modding career. Now, this is a tough battle, so you need to be at a pretty high level and be prepared. Moshers have lots of health and do a good amount of damage. That goes double for the Guardian. He will easily one-shot you. This place is a great place to train combat and armor skills. However, I wouldn't recommend shouting. You can do it, but don't. It absolutely destroys your frame rate and makes your Xbox beg for mercy. Not gonna lie, it's damn near impossible to do anything in this mosh pit, let alone take out a fucking boss like the Guardian of Legend. Just surviving is a remarkable feat, one I'm not able to accomplish with my level 27 character. So I came back with my higher level mage, and it is still no cakewalk. After a long excruciating battle though, you can find the key to the next room on his body. Now for the legendary shout. The next room is less chaotic, but still rather annoying. It's filled with several guys that have been moshing since the first era. They also shout, which means they'll knock you around from the windows to the wall. Same goes for the book you're supposed to get. Thankfully, it can't fall through the floor and glitch out. Now, if you don't feel like getting tossed around like a model at a Dan Bilzerian pool party, I recommend grabbing the book and getting the fuck out. The legendary shout is by Kalenish Circle, also from the same song The Merchant sells, Suffer My Disbelief. But it's from the first 10 seconds of this kick-ass song. Yeah, look at that. It's different from all the other shouts in that it has a 5-second cooldown, and you can even shorten this cooldown with magical effects if you're a fucking psychopath. 5-second cooldown, another Fusrada. Oh geez, great. I hear you say from behind your monitor. Probably your phone, though, at this point. Or, if you're talented enough, you're watching this on your toaster. So I found myself a living subject to test this shout on, and the result is so damn satisfying. What you just saw there was a man get eviscerated by all the elements in the game. Ever want to paralyze your enemies with ice, zap them with lightning, cause them extreme traumatic stress with fear, and set them ablaze right before launching their dead body into the next Elder Scrolls game? Well, now you can! This shell will instantly kill small and medium-sized creatures, from chickens to frost trolls. It is so much fun to spam this thing at every living creature and completely destroy them. I eliminate you, mud crab! Your body and your spirit break under the weight of my voice. I return you to the earth. Your bones turn to dust beneath my feet. Ah! On larger creatures and tougher enemies, their health will drain slowly until they are dead. At this level, only giants and high-level Draugr are affected by knockdown. Mammoths and dragons still resist bending to the will of the music, but over time they fall like everybody else. It is one of the greatest feelings in the world to one-shot an ancient dragon with Kalenish. Now, this is a power that is worth the title of legendary. Let's talk about some other features of this mod that aren't shouts or quests. 2 features are unlocked after you complete the Throne quest, where you kill the original merchant and take all his shit. After killing the OG merchant and talking with the current merchant, he mentions bringing skulls to Metal Rock to serve Sithis or whatever. Now when you go back to the altar of Moloch Ball with at least 5 skulls, you can trade those in for a filled black soul gem, just like exchanging your ticket to Chuck E. Cheese for a sweet fake mustache, but this is much more metal. This makes it much easier for you to train in enchanting, especially when filling grand soul gems is a tad bit difficult for lower level characters, and black soul gems are generally hard to come by. There might be a finite supply of skulls in the world, but I can guarantee you that it will grant you a ton of soul gems if you use this method to collect. Now let's also talk about the spellbook you can loot off the old merchant. It is an apprentice level conjuration spell, meaning it is fairly cheap to cast. Depending on your conjuration level, this can range from, I don't know, about 40 points of magicka to around 100. The merchant fights with you for a long time, at a whopping 661 seconds. Ooh, so close. He is exactly like the living merchant from the quest, so you know he is a bad motherfucker. He deals a good chunk of damage with the special war axe, Goddamn Electric. And he's made out of fucking obsidian, so it'll be a while before he goes down. Now you can put your enemies through the same hell that you faced. Tanky, damage, and shouts, Amon Amarth's Death and Fire. Why use any other conjuration spell? I'm not sure if the shouts vary whenever you summon him, as I haven't tested that out, but I mean, it's Amon Amarth's Death and Fire, so I'm not complaining. Overall, solid spell. And that's it. You already know I thoroughly enjoyed this mod and will praise the ever-living shit out of it till my dying breath. I love this mod. It's super funny and respectfully characterizes the metal culture, coupled with a great song list or some pretty badass segments of these songs. If you're a fan of metal, you'll love this mod. It also may introduce you to some new bands. And if you're not a fan of metal yet, this mod is not a bad way to get introduced to the music. While doing the research, I found myself jamming out to each song here so hard I hurt my damn neck. Try it out. It's a blast. And with that, this video is over. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Efrain. Adios.